issue coins will go vertical, but no horizontal. And this is wrong. First vertical, second horizontal, and promises of white paper that will never be delivered is wrong, is the killer factor. I do the reverse. I first create distribution systems, put products in, build the community. On top of that, we add the benchmarking of value, which is digital coins. So we are not ordinary new economy, only digital. We are a hybrid of real health system and global distribution, plus the futures of it, and plus the digital of it. There is no hard guarantee for anyone. So it is everyone's mature judgment that matters. But on several layers, we have protection. First, because of the compliances. So we work with the governments. And two, in our technology, we also create stabilities. In the financial, when you have a regular income from sales, on top of that, you have people investing and getting their own commissions and feedback. If it continues and is fed by another wave of a real input of income generation, then it becomes sustainable. We call it regenerative economic model. So we are designing this based on regenerative economic model. Yes, the 1% per day, 30% per month, 300+% per year is aggressive. And yes, in many markets, we will do it. In some markets, we may fall short of it, but the average will be in line with what we have designed. Yes, it takes time for its maturation, but the intention of the founders are long-term. The intentions are to, that's why I am not involved as only lending my name and then disappearing. I am there for the long term. My interest is the collective peaceful rise of Africa, as I did the collective peaceful rise of China. So I am a known figure in China. If not hundreds of millions, at least tens of millions of people know me. Many of them have met me directly, and I have been continuously there for 35 to 40 years. My mobile number, which is my WhatsApp, which I never change, has been there for over 30 years. That's why it's 1380 is the first group. I was the top 50 people, only 50, the first, who had internet in China. So I stay everywhere long-term. In Africa, I am long-term. It is 40 years ago in my diary I wrote that the tumultuous Africa will become peaceful and the cause of peace. So the rise of Africa, the movement I started, is designed from 42 years ago, not from yesterday. Of course, my program of the collective peaceful rise of Africa, for those who may not know, has also been adopted, or you can say has become a lead policy of US to make Africa #1 priority. The laser zoom that I had directed towards China, I have lifted it towards Africa. And that's why US in a short time, only in 6 months, created the US-Africa Leaders Summit. And for the first time, 50 presidents, only a few that were sanctioned presidents, the rest of them were in Washington, DC. And right after that, my all-time friend, and that is Janet Yellen, I know her for 25 years, and she was sent to Africa. And her sentence is Future Trends Africa Manifesto sentence, that the trajectory of the economy and finance of Africa will determine and decide and fix the trajectory of the economy and finance of the world. That means it is Africa which is the new gold rush of the 21st century, the new growth engine. Of course, in my model, I raised China, now 2 areas, Africa, then India. The collective peaceful rise of India has also been announced and written and delivered to the leaders, and it is under operations. So you have 1.5 billion people of China already have been raised away from poverty, have been raised up by my policies and methodologies and modelings. Now 1.5 billion people of Africa, they are set to rise out of poverty, become first world-class citizens in 8 years, not even 10 years. And Nigeria is leading it. And not only Nigeria, 35 nations have adopted Future Trends Africa Manifesto. So you can say, even with or without me, Africa's rise, I already set the trajectory so that 20 African nations will be more wealthy than the Gulf countries of Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, even Saudi. So this is a different topic. I don't want to dwell on it. If I spend time on it, it will be long. But the answer to you was because we determine to be long-term. And we are affecting policies and methodologies that will stay long-term. Even sometimes maybe our partners, our players, they don't have a clear vision and long-term. But because I am in, I influence them over time. So I guide them. Why? Because we don't need to boast. Because we have real things in hand. We have real medicine, real companies, real governments, real blockchain, real operations, and real groups that is already in the tens of thousands globally in a very short time. So then I think I have given answer not only to this question, but probably a few other questions. So please let the audience ask more.